Welcome back, everyone. I'm Cash Matlock. Over the past few weeks, the whole southeastern region of the United States has just been pummeled with severe weather. This past weekend, we had a major tornado in Lee County, Alabama that actually claimed the lives of 23 individuals. And then the week before that, a devastating EF4 tornado tore through Columbus, Mississippi, claiming the life of one. I'm joined now by Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson from WCBI. Keith, how have you been holding up over these past few weeks?
You know, it's been pretty active. We had the tornado in Columbus right down the street from the TV station, so that really kept us on our toes.
Right.
But it's been pretty busy, and we still have several more systems that could be coming our way over the next week or so.
Okay, and we were talking earlier, and you're saying not just this weekend, but the next week after that. I mean, when are we going to, expect to see this to end? Is this common for?
Well, it's spring. We're getting into spring. Let's say by June, by summer, all the storms hopefully will be done. But between now and mid-May, things will really start to ramp on up. We're not even into our prime severe weather season. That's in April.
Wow. So all of this, and we're still, like you said, not even in the prime.
Right.
Now, we were talking earlier, and you said that there were over 30 tornadoes that have been confirmed to have touched down in Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia.
Yeah, from this past weekend's event, not Mississippi, but we had Alabama, Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, over 30 at least, and they're still tabulating some of that.
Right, and then you said that the main tornado was the Lee County tornado, and did the other ones kind of spiral out of that, or? Well,
there were actually two strong tornadoes, like literally about a mile apart, within the same hour that affected that same county. So imagine two strong, violent tornadoes, one of which was extremely devastating fatality-wise, but there was another one following it up, just as strong or almost as strong. Those were the two strongest ones, but just the whole setup in general just gave rise to a lot of storms and tornadoes.
Okay. Now, just going to rewind back to the week before last week, the Columbus tornado.
Yes.
Now, that one you were actually, broadcasting live, and I remember you were on and you said to everyone that was watching, you said, now we're going to bail to the basement. And we actually have a clip of that, and I think we're about to roll it here. And it's just, I think it's really, really fascinating to just see, how close that came to the actual station. So we'll actually roll that clip now and take a look at that.
Sure. We're going to leave this up, and let's just go.
All right. Wow. So can you just kind of walk me through what was going through your mind in that moment whenever you...
Funny story, driving into work that day, I was actually practicing what I would say in case we got into some sort of tornado situation on television. And lo and behold, 5 hours later we had it. You just have to be prepared. We saw the tornado start to spin down with our sky cam, so we sent everybody down to the basement, literally 3 blocks away from the thing.
Right.
So we're very close. Thankfully, we dodged it, but you just always have to be prepared. Even us in TV, we practice what we preach. We say, find your basement, your storm shelter, and that's what we did.
Right. And, you were talking about always be prepared. I want to bring up a point that I think is really kind of crucial to today's generation. Kids today, or maybe not even kids, but people in their 20s and even in their 30s, I feel like they're very, very reliant on their smartphones, and they think that in a severe weather situation, they don't have to watch TV, they don't have to listen to those little battery-operated radios, that they can just get all the information they need from their smartphone. Is that a good idea, or is that dangerous?
Never rely on one source. Your phones are great, technology is fantastic, but you still need a weather radio. If you're on satellite television, you need a digital antenna because you may have a big, huge storm get over your satellite dish and you can't get the signal. You basically need 3 ways at least to get warning information. That's what we say, at least 3 ways. Okay, I got you.
Well, I want to talk about Columbus again and kind of backtrack there. Now, whenever you went out after the newscast, wherever, we sent the reporters out and everything, were you expecting there to be that much damage? Because, I mean, it was a lot of damage. I've personally been in the area and seen it all, and I think we actually have drone footage of it, and you can kind of see the aerial footage of just how severe this was. Can you kind of describe that to me?
Well, we were looking at it from a radar perspective, and we saw this thing that's called a debris ball on radar. So the radar can pick up whatever the tornado picks up and puts it into the air, the radar will see it. So we could see that it would change colors on our screen. So we knew it was doing some damage. But you know, like you said, until you go out there and see exactly what it did, it's hard to tell. But yeah, it was pretty devastating in some spots. But just put things in perspective, it could always be worse. I mean, that was an F3. There's still an F4, an EF5 that could happen. The ones in Alabama were EF4. So Louisville a couple of years ago was an EF4. So, you know, it was bad, but it could always be worse.
So I'm glad you mentioned the Louisville thing. It seems like tornadoes kind of follow similar patterns, because I know Columbus has actually been hit. This isn't the first time for Columbus.
It is not.
So do you see that trend a lot in your line of work? Do you see kind of tornadoes like every so often?
If you look at the whole state of Mississippi, there are over 2,000 tornadoes that have been recorded going back to 1950 or to the 1800s, let's say. So every county's been affected. It's just a matter of time, let's just say.
Yeah.
No area is safe from a tornado here.
Wow. Well, Keith, we want to thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day, because I know this is a busy
time of year
for you. So
I squeezed you in.
Yeah, you did. So please, you know, come back, and if there's anything else you ever feel like talking about, we'd love to have you on again. But thank you again for taking time out to come and talk to us about this. I feel like it's really important, especially for you know, kids today, 20-year-olds today. Everybody really needs to know the importance of severe weather.
Just stay weather aware.
That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.